it's Christina with the Sisyphean Journal. This is another response to anti-feminists on X. This person is 100% convinced that the way to make abortion completely stop is to pass laws that don't just punish the abortionist, but they punish the woman. And a lot of it's a moral thing. Like I said, so you want to blame the hitman and not the one that hires him. Okay, I want to end abortion. Every decent, normal, moral human being wants there to be 0 abortions, okay? That's what I want. That's what the pro-lifers who you consider compromised, that's what they want. You have to look at what's going to actually work. And this person's willing to have a thoroughly bloody civil war over it. And the end result, I can tell you what the end result's going to be. Even if you get these laws passed, even if you have people slaughtering each other in the streets, which that's really going to make Satan sad, right? Oh, you're just going to break Satan's heart by unleashing all kinds of bloodshed in the street, right, anti-feminist? Even if you get this bloody civil war to get your law passed banning abortion, you are going to have a situation where you have, like in Chicago in the late 19th century until legalization in 1973, where these abortionists were openly advertising. They called it female problems addressed, no surgery, guaranteed results. Things like that. Everybody knew they were abortionists. Everybody knew they were abortionists. Everybody. The cops knew. The neighbors knew. The women knew. You know, the shady guy who knocked up his housekeeper knew. They all knew these were abortionists. You should go down through the yellow pages. And I mean, Lucy Hagenow racked up something like 12 dead women in Chicago. She got prosecuted twice. Because these judges, the judges, the cops, the prosecutors, they're being bribed. Hagenow was really open about it. Just bribe them. They're being bribed. And a lot of them want to avail themselves of these abortionists themselves, either for themselves or for the women in their lives. So you've got these people who think abortion is a good and beautiful thing. They already won't prosecute an abortionist who even kills a woman. And you're saying, well, just charge the woman too. Charge her with murder. And then these prosecutors will punish them. No, they won't. No, they won't. Even if they do decide they're going to prosecute a woman for murdering her baby in an abortion, and guarantee they're not going to prosecute the abortionist who did it because they like the abortionist. He's bribing them. He's doing abortions on their girlfriends. They do not want this person to go to jail. They want this person free. They're going to pick the most pathetic woman in that waiting room, you know, some widow with 8 kids and no medical insurance. They're going to pick the most bereft person who can't afford a lawyer and go after her because it's going to be an easy case. And then the jury's going to look and go, I'm not going to prosecute her. She's pathetic. Look at her. Because your jury pool also includes people who think abortion is a good and beautiful thing. Okay? This is a satanic death cult. You cannot legislate a satanic death cult out of existence. You cannot unleash unholy bloodshed in a civil war that will destroy a satanic death cult. Satan isn't going to go, oh man, they killed a whole bunch of people to make abortion illegal, so I guess we'll just let abortion stay illegal and we won't let any more abortions happen. That's not what's going to happen. You know, this is like, imagine that you've got a neighbor who has 5 dogs and the 5 dogs are crapping in your yard, and no matter how often you call the homeowners association, they throw up their hands, they're not going to do anything about it. And you go, well, I know what we'll do. We'll give the neighbor 10 dogs. He won't clean up after 5, but he'll clean up after 15. People who won't prosecute abortionists won't prosecute the women either. All this does is make you feel good and make you look like this horrible, unsympathetic person. And yes, I know, you don't care if Marla Carlamone thoroughly deserved to die for murdering her baby, in your view. The fact that she was pretty much blackmailed into it doesn't matter. You don't care if it's some 13-year-old rape victim who was crying the whole time and her mother forced her to do it. She should have fought back harder, execute the murdering little bitch. And that seems to be your only goal here, is to just feel superior to that murdering slut. Because if your goal is to end abortion, they're not going to do it. They're not going to do it. If somebody's got 5 kids that are brats and they won't discipline them having 20 more kids, they aren't going to discipline more kids. People who don't want to prosecute abortion cases, you give them 50 times as many abortion cases to prosecute, they're not going to prosecute those either. So just come up with this. You, anti-feminist, show me a case where a satanic death cult has been successfully legislated out of existence. I'm waiting.